team in the entire state right now. So they are definitely no slouches. One thing is, when I'm researching them, is they are a much better first half team than they are a second half team. In the first half, they've outscored opponents 177 to 52, whereas in the second half, they've only outscored them 77 to 36. So Mounds View, we are also statistically a better first half team. So I'm interested to see how that plays out. It's supposed to rain tonight, which favors Maple Grove, who run the ball twice as much as they do pass. That being said, their quarterback, number 9, Jacob Kilzer, has 92 passing attempts, 47 completions for 817 yards, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. But he is also going to be one of their main rushers. He is the second highest rusher on the team with about 57 attempts, 372 yards, 8 touchdowns for their quarterback rusher.
Wow.
And 1 fumble. Their other big offensive threat is number 3, Derek Jameson. He's their running back. He has 84 attempts on the year, 880 yards, 15 touchdowns, 1 fumble. He also has 120 receiving yards and 1 receiving touchdown. So he's a really diverse, multifaceted player. One thing about this Maple Grove team is they are very good defensively. Their defense is allowing less than 13 points per game right now. So like Stillwater, a very solid defense, Mounds View needs to try and get some points early and see if they can win the momentum battle at the beginning of the game. A few of their defensive players. Number 45, Mason South. He has 35 solo tackles, 53 total tackles, and an astonishing 15 tackles for loss playing at defensive end. He's definitely one guy to look out for. Another one would be number 7, Sawyer Scanson. He has 67 total tackles. He is their leading tackler. 1 forced fumble, 1 interception, and 1 fumble recovery. If you're looking for the most forced fumbles, that would be number 23, Aiden McMahon. He has 63 total tackles, 41 solo tackles, 2 forced fumbles, and 1 fumble recovery. So these guys are going to look to pry the ball out of the Mustangs' hands tonight.
That is some deep research. It's amazing when you get to week 8 how much more information you have.
It really is.
Now, they're a really good team. They've beaten really good teams. This is going to be a difficult matchup for a Mounds View team that has lost key players. Just defensively, to lose a Molinar, a Jack Kelly, a Rasmussen, those are hard guys to replace. Dylan Wheeler had been out for a while. It looked like he was healthy last week, playing both ways. We do expect he'll be back tonight. We are getting ready to play some football. We're going to take a break here. It looks like they're lining up for the national anthem. We'll catch you on the other side. So basically one comment in, I already need to correct myself. It does look like Dylan Wheeler is not going to play tonight. He is on the sideline with no gear. Probably not very safe were he to play tonight. So that is another a very important contributor, both offensively and defensively, and special teams, honestly, at times, punt return. To not have him on the field tonight. Mustangs rely pretty heavily then on Ty Nystrom, sophomore, complete stud at wide receiver. He's been the leading receiver for this team most of the season. And we'll see what they're able to do with Heinrichs at running back. I know Moberg feels strongly that they've got to get time of possession in their court. That always a big challenge. This team has thrown the football better than they've run the football. And we do expect that they're going to try and move the football as well through the air. Probably with some screens. That game plan will reveal itself very soon. Welcome again to Mustang Stadium and exciting Class 6A football.
Looks like the Mustangs are going to be receiving the opening kickoff.
Sorry, folks.
Welcome.
Just in time for kickoff. Here we go. MEA week, let's get it.
Last week of the season. It is very unlikely that we can broadcast the playoff games. There are rules against it based on the State High School League and the gate. We'll talk a lot about those playoff games, but we won't be able to guarantee that we'll be bringing you Mounds View football after tonight. So Maple Grove going to kick off from the far left hash.
Kicker, number 90.
Moundsy going to receive it at about the 8-yard line. That's Fenning went up to the 19. Be 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. First series of this game. Their final of the regular season against a dominating Maple Grove team. They've lost some games, has Maple Grove, but they have definitely shown that they are among a top 5 team in the state of Minnesota.
One thing I'm curious about is with this short week and the seeding, if we're just resting Dylan Wheeler, are we locked into our seeding and so this really doesn't matter that much and we prefer to keep him healthy for the playoffs?
Yeah, that's potentially a smart play. This is a handoff here. I think that's Heinrichs stop for no gain.
Yeah, I remember the end of last game, Wheeler looked like he may have tweaked an ankle and could be precautionary.
It is windy tonight. Definitely the most inclement weather the Mounds View Mustangs have played in all season. That's actually Nick Shaw. That's in to the right of Wark. He's going to hand off his Wark to Shaw up the middle. He's going to be stopped just beyond the 20-yard line.
You see Shaw putting both hands on that ball early. With how wet it's been throughout the day and the expected rain that's going to come in the next hour or so, it's definitely going to be a big thing to protect that ball on the ground.
No question. You just went over the stats showing how often Maple Grove is able to strip the football, create turnovers. It's an opportune defense, which is tough to play against. This is going to be shot up the middle on an inside zone play. A nice gain, but shy of the first down.
Like to see him falling forward. Shaw is a hard runner. 2 early carries for the senior.
Looks like they're going to run out the punt unit. Smart move. You're not even at your own 30-yard line. First possession of the game. You don't want to give Maple Grove the ball basically in the red zone, if at all possible, and we've seen that they are a very good first half team, so make them work for it in this first half and try and play the long game.
Samuel on for the punt. It's a high driving punt back to the 40-yard line. Great coverage. Looks like Shaw is the gunner. Forces the runner out of bounds. Be 1st and 10, Maple Grove about the 42-yard line.
That's a great punt in coverage with Jamison back there. He's a dangerous back. Pretty much anytime this guy touches the ball, he's a threat to score. And I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see us punting it out of bounds a lot just because this guy is that dangerous and skilled as a back.
That's so true. He actually has 2 punt return touchdowns on the season already.
I watched the film of their game against Osseo, and it seemed like every time this kid touched the ball, he scored.
He's got 15 touchdowns rushing on the season, closing in on 20 all-purpose.
Maple Grove out of that. That's first back through the fullback up. Already a first down, and he's off to the races up the sideline and tackled right around the 20-yard line.
Big number 35, Tanner Allback, 5'11", 195. He's another one of their top rushers and receivers, oddly enough.
So Jamison and Allback line up in the I.
And Maple Grove has obviously done their homework. They watched the game last week and saw that Stillwater, out of a spread offense, struggled, but once they switched to a power I, they were able to get a groove going.
Oh, and that's going to be a false start on number 58 for Maple Grove.
I don't actually think we have a number 58 on the roster yet.
For Maple Grove?
Yeah.
Late addition. I don't know.
That's something the Mustangs are very familiar with.
Yeah. This late in the season, injuries are definitely going to be something every team's battling. The battle of attrition this time of year.
Kills are going to fake the pitch here and hand off to Jamison. He cuts back to the middle of the field. He's tackled by multiple Mustangs, so a nice defensive stop there. It's going to be 2nd and long. Can hear the wind whipping up here on top of the press box. Imagine it's similar conditions down there on the field. The ball's going to be dropped by Kilzer, and he's going to smartly land on it. That's going to bring up a 3rd down. They're going to lose yards. Well behind the sticks are Maple Grove for this 3rd down play. 15 to go.
So as I was saying, with Nick Shaw needing to put both hands on the ball, even just getting the ball from center to the quarterback is going to be difficult in these wet conditions.
So Kills are going to go out of the gun and empty. He's got trips to the field side. 2 receivers to the right. He looks right. He's going to throw. Check that. He steps up in the pocket. Now throws deep into the end zone. Incomplete. Looked like that was intended for Sam Peters. The ball was high. And that's going to bring up a 4th down and 20 from the 33-yard line.
Great pocket awareness there by the QB. He was almost sacked. Moved up in the pocket, great mobility. The pump faking even got me a little bit there.
And also to not cross the line of scrimmage, the awareness of where he could and could not throw it from. Looks like they're actually going to go for it here on 4th and 20.
Too close to punt. They're again out of empty and out of gun. Kills is going to take a 3-step drop. He's going to deliver deep over the field. That's Peters again. And the Mustangs, first time out, get a stop, turnover on downs. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 33 for this Mustang offense.
See, I actually kind of like that decision from Maple Grove to go for it. Because even though they didn't move the ball, in essence after that entire drive, Mustangs really only gained 4 yards. And that's really useful information to get a scope of what the Mustang defense is planning to do against you, and you're really not giving up much. As I said, only a 4-yard gain or so for the Mustang offense.
Back in action. Let's see if the Mounds can put something together here.
Familiar formation for the Mustangs. They got 3 receivers to the field side. They're going to complete a pass to Rask up to the 45-yard line. That right at the stick's going to be a 1st down.
That was a pass that we saw very well against Anoka. Just a quick route up the middle where there aren't as many linebackers because Maple Grove has sent a lot of pressure.
Warwick again out of the gun. He's going to hand off to Shaw. This around the left side for about 2 yards. Nick Shaw, this team's best special teams player without a doubt. Often the guy that's making the tackles both on kickoff and punt. In at running back, he runs hard and has always filled in admirably when he's gotten a chance. He starts tonight.
Sort of makes me wondering what's going on with Heinrichs, though.
I wondered if he was going to primarily focus on safety, and then I didn't look to see if 22 was in the game. Work now a shot to his right. He skips the snap, catches it, finds Cunahan along the sideline on an out route. So nice gain there on second down. Mustangs will have 3rd and short.
Maple Grove playing a pretty conservative defense here, not bringing much pressure yet. That was something that Mounds U did struggle with greatly against Stillwater. Guys up front for Mounds U really doing a good job holding that line of scrimmage.
I'm sort of interested because their top defensive lineman, Mason South, isn't in right now.
Langston Hall, the single receiver to the right. They're going to hand off to Shaw. He's going to be tackled short of the first down marker, but this definite 4th down territory for the Mustangs. They could choose to pin Maple Grove deep, but my sense is beyond midfield, short down and distance to go. The Mustangs will give this a shot.
And at this point, with the play clock rolling down, I don't know that they'd have enough time to get the punt team out there.
So 4th down and 1, Warwick out of gun, trips to the left. Again, the single receiver is Hall to his right. He's going to outside release, Warwick looking left, and that's going to be picked off.
Looked like there was a little bit of contact before the ball was thrown. Coney making his case.
And so is Coach Moberg on the sidelines.
I mean, that was a physical play. Ball looked like it was in the air, and there was definitely contact.
It actually looked pretty minimal on the replay we saw. So 1st down here, Kilser's going to hand off. This again, the fullback.
Tanner Albeck. He does a good job putting his head low, driving his feet. He's a tough runner. They have a few of them on this team that can really run hard, making it tough for this Mustang defense.
Mustangs come out with a wing. Sorry, check. The Maple Grove comes out in a wing. They're going to hand off here around the right-hand side. That's going to be a 1st down run.
That's Jamison. Got about his average there. He's averaging just over 10 yards a carry on the season.
Just to put in perspective how rare that is, in the NFL careers, only 2 running backs have averaged more than 10 yards a carry. That's Jim Brown and Barry Sanders.
It's amazing he averages the 1st down when he touches the football because he does receiving too. He's got 120 yards on what, 10 catches, 12 catches, something like that. This is another nice long run play. Jamison around the left-hand side. He's got another 1st down. Maple Grove in business. 4:32 here remaining in the 1st quarter.
And that was a great read of his blockers by Jamison there. It was probably designed to be a run inside the tackles, but he saw that Mounds U defense was keying inside there, so he was able to bump that outside. Great blocking downfield by a couple of his backs. Was able to make a big gain out of that.
Yeah, he does have a great second burst as well. He's very patient and gets out of that second break and really finds green space and gets after it.
Kilser under center. Maple Grove out of the eye. They're going to fake the handoff here and roll out to the right. Kilser's got Albeck coming out of the backfield. He's all the way up inside the 10-yard line, inside the 5, tackled around the 2. Nice gain there for the Crimson.
That was a great job selling the inside run by Albeck there. Ran really hard up until the linebackers, but then released, made the linebackers feel like they had gotten off of his block, and there was really no one there to guard him when he got the ball.
Yeah, they ran off the corner, brought a deep out and a shallow out, hit Albeck open. That a well-designed play and concept gives Maple Grove a 1st and goal. They're at the 2-yard line. They're going to hand off to Albeck, and he's going to power his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Maple Grove.
That's a lot of what I would expect to see from Maple Grove. They're going to run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, and then once Mounds starts thinking, okay, they're going to run, they're just going to throw a little check down pass and try and run it deep. This kicker been very good this year, 30 for 33 on extra points.
Is that Heisler?
Connor Fournier.
Fournier.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Looking at 91. So Fournier extra point is good. 7-0 Maple Grove. Lots of game. We're just really underway. Both teams have had 2 possessions. Maple Grove scores on their second. After an interception on a 4th down play, Maple Grove goes about 60 yards for their first score. All of it on the ground with the exception of that single play action pass to Albeck.
Fournier again lining it up on the left hash here. If you want to talk about the faith that they have in Fournier, they've actually had him attempt a field goal longer than 40 yards on this season.
Oh, wow.
Fenning Went and Parker Nelson back deep for the Mustangs. This is going to be Fenning Went. Nelson with the lead block. Nice hole around the 20-yard line, but Fenning Went's going to fumble the football. Maple Grove signals that they have it, and indeed they do. So the second consecutive turnover, this one on special teams for the Mustangs. It's going to put Maple Grove right back in scoring position. Be 1st and 10 from about the 22-yard line.
And I think that's Fenning Went down on the play right now.
Yeah, that looks like it was a clean hit. Number 7 looks like he recovered it. 21 knocked it loose. Jacob Uzel, and recovered by number 7, Sawyer Skankson.
He's one of those big defensive players that I was talking about in the pregame. So he's obviously a multifaceted player here on special teams. Setting him up, which is always a good sign. What I think probably happened is he lost the ball, looked back for it, and that's when the entire pile of Crimson players sort of ran him over.
Looked like he got popped in the face mask a little bit.
Yeah, Mounds, you can't afford to have another guy go down here. Eric Fenning-Went's been a big piece of this offense and defense. I mean, defense first, but, you know, he's a guy who plays all 3 phases of the ball.
With the way he was walking off there, looked like it was probably something in the lower body that got hurt.
I swear the only place it's windy is right next to our microphone.
Yeah, seriously. And I don't know which way it's coming from. I feel like I'm covering all angles.
The flags are like barely moving. You know, I watched the feedback, as a lot of people did. We had 1,400 views of our last game, which is great. We appreciate that. This is going to be a handoff here to Jamison over the right-hand side. Big hole, and Jamison, full head of steam, into the end zone. Touchdown, Crimson.
Big hole, tough run. I mean, he's running hard. Didn't have to make much of a move either. He just hit that hole.
So Maple Grove out to a quick lead. That a second consecutive touchdown within a minute's time. Really 2 plays since they last found the end zone. They're up 13 with this extra point pending. High snap, but deep kick. Fournier's got a leg.
As I said, he has, I believe, 2 or 3 field goals made from 30 to 40 yards. So he's definitely a player that they have put their trust in, and he's shown that he deserves to have their trust.
Anyways, I actually don't think the wind comes through that much on the broadcast, so
Just picking it up.
Just in our own ears.
Well, that's good.
We're happy to be here. We've had a great time bringing you Mounds View football all season. Save for the White Bear Lake game, we were able to keep the technical difficulties to a minimum. Really pleased with what the Mounds View boosters have done for us. The equipment and the support, they're often emailing us, helping us with kids' names. We really appreciate being able to bring Mounds View football to you each and every week.
Cunahan.
This Parker, I believe.
Yep.
Up to about the 22-yard line.
One thing with the Mustangs is we've been trying to establish this run game with Nick Shaw, but right now we are not winning the battle on the line of scrimmage. That is going to be one thing that we need to do better, whether that means double teaming on certain guys to build holes, because you can't make a good running play when you're getting met by defensive linemen. You need to get to at least the second level in order to have a well-formed run game.
Work out of the gun. He's going to take a quick drop and deliver deep down the seam. That is dropped. Great throw. Great play call. There is a flag. It came in late. I believe that's going to be against Maple Grove.
I don't really know what that was going to be on. It looked like he met him, where if he caught the ball, it would have been a great hit. Maybe they're saying because he dropped the ball, he shouldn't have hit him.
And that's a rare drop for Nystrom. Nystrom's been very consistent all year.
Couldn't tell who it was.
That was Nystrom, yeah. He's been a very consistent receiving threat all year. Rare drop. I think he was just looking ahead. He saw some green space.
From the signal of the ref, I think they might have called that a targeting penalty.
Well, either way, it's going to be a first down for the Mustangs up to the 38-yard line. Looks like Rask and Cunahan going to line up to Work's right. I believe that's Nystrom and Hall to his left. Work out of the gun. He's going to deliver on a slant route. That intended for Langston Hall. Incomplete. Little out ahead of 81. Second down and 10.
Mounds View continue to attack the middle of the field. That's been an area of strength for them. They seem to like going to the seams often. Seen that a few times already.
Working a handoff here to Shaw. He's quickly met at the line of scrimmage. 45 for the Crimson.
Mason South, big boy, and he really brought some heat there.
Yeah, he's their leader in tackles for loss with 15 on the season. That was actually Sam Heinrichs running the ball.
Was it? He's in, okay.
Yeah, I was a bit confused. They're pretty similar body types, but I don't think that he has the yellow on his uniform that Shaw does.
So Heinrichs to the left, the trip side. Work looking left. He's going to throw over the middle. That's going to be thrown short.
Intercepted. But number 17.
Sam Kleber.
That's too bad. Had he led the receiver there, that would have been caught. He was open, but because he threw it short, Kleiberg was well positioned for the interception.
Yeah,
the third turnover of the first quarter.
Maple Grove brought some serious pressure there. inside linebacker blitz. They had 3 guys for 2 blockers, and it was just too much for Wark.
Yeah, Wark really had to throw out of a sack there.
That was South again on the blitz, too. 45 came in hot.
He's definitely a playmaker coming in at D end.
So Kilzer under center. He's going to fake to
man.
Jamison and go deep downfield. He's got a receiver open. Good defense there. The ball was tipped and dropped.
Number 4 for Maple Grove was wide open as well. Sam Peters, looks like he was missed on the throw. They want to go for the long ball, but if they would have dumped that off to number 4, that would have been a touchdown as well. So a couple things to tighten up for the Mounds Mustangs here defensively.
Well, I think right now what they're mainly worried about is that run game that we've seen Maple Grove hit, because we've seen tough runs from the fullback and Jamison out of halfback. So right now Mustangs are still thinking run, but Maple Grove thinks they can capitalize on that and throw it over the top.
So Newell and Hornbacher, the receivers, out to the far right. Kilzer's going to roll to the right. He's got an option back, but he's going to take it himself up to around the 50-yard line. He's just shy of a first down.
But that's going to also be 3rd and 1, maybe less than 1. And what we've seen right now is Maple Grove has no problems running the ball. So a 3rd and 1, they could actually look deep here and then go with a safe run up the middle if it becomes 4th down.
So another power run formation here. They're going to give it to the 3rd back through. That's Jamison. He's tackled right at the sticks. Looks like he's got enough. He's up to the 49-yard line. They're going to move the sticks, 1st down. Crimson driving here, having forced their 3rd turnover of the first quarter. Thomas, you said that was going to be how they played this game. They stripped the ball, they hit you hard, and they've gotten some key interceptions.
And unfortunately for the Mustangs is they don't really let go of the ball on turnovers either. I believe they have at least 5 times the turnovers that their opponents do, because all of their star players, including their quarterback, he doesn't have an interception, only 1 fumble on the year. Jamison only has 1 fumble on the year, and there are several guys with 2 or more takeaways.
That's what good teams do. There's really no secret to winning football games. Maintain possession of the football, don't turn it over. You typically put yourself in a pretty good position to be competitive and win. So Heinrichs is playing both ways. Again, the Crimson going to have 2 upbacks with an eye. They're going to hand off to Jamison. He's going to get tackled awkwardly right at the line of scrimmage.
Looks like that was Mitch Thompson coming right at his knees. Jamison just had to elevate over him so he didn't hyperextend one of those knees going into playoffs.
Yeah, I imagine this Crimson team, if they are able to maintain a significant lead, we're going to see their JV players no reason to risk injury.
No, especially at this point when you're thinking you could compete for the state title.
Twins now to the left for Crimson. They're going to roll left. His Kilzer. He's got a receiver open at the 40-yard line. Raponce pushes him out of bounds, but it's going to be enough for another 1st down. Hornbacher, the receiver. Newell and Barber out to the right. Kilsner's going to roll to the right. He's going to throw deep. That looks like Newell. The ball is thrown high and short. It did look like Raponce may have made contact with Newell prior to the ball arriving. He definitely face guarded, did not turn around and look for the ball as Newell attempted to catch it. Probably an interference penalty on the Mustangs.
And if it would have been overthrown, I think he could have gotten away with it. But with the receiver trying to come back at the ball, looked like he severely impeded his path to the ball.
That was actually Barber running an out and up.
Interesting to see how much Maple Grove is trying to pass the ball. Normally they run twice as often as they do pass.
Twins here to the boundary. It's going to be handed off to Jamison on a counter play. He slips Mitchell Thompson's tackle, but is still going to get caught right at the line of scrimmage. So good defensive play there for the Mustangs.
Yeah, way to stick with it for the Mustangs. Number 3, Jamison, is a very slippery back. It looks like he could have been brought down 2 or 3 times in that play and just kept slipping away.
Looks like he ended up actually losing about a yard on the play. That's really going to hurt his 10-yard average on the season.
Huh. A lot of unique looks from this Crimson team. They're going to go back to the eye. We've got a whistle before the snap.
I think that was the end of the quarter.
Got it. So 1 quarter in, Mustangs find themselves down early and quickly. It's 14-0. The story of the game thus far, 3 Maple Grove turnovers, 2 of which they're able to convert into touchdowns. And they are driving again here to start the second quarter in Mustang territory with a 2nd down and 11 from the 22-yard line.
It looks like the elements here are going to pick up a little bit. I just felt my first raindrop.
No.
Hopefully it doesn't stick around for too long.
Well, when I checked, it was 100% chance of rain at 7 p.m.
Brutal.
It's been relatively clear, not too bad.
We're definitely going to lose our instant replay if it starts raining. Definitely exposed up here on top of the press box. We don't have the greatest ability to keep the rain out of all the equipment we need to bring you this broadcast. But we will do everything we can to carry the feed through the inclement weather should it come.
It's kind of interesting to me that Maple Grove isn't really running the ball to the edges. Against certain teams, Forest Lake and Osseo, we've seen the Mustangs have struggled to stop fast running backs getting to the edge, and Jamison definitely seems like he's fast enough to get around a corner here.
Kills are under center. He's going to pitch to Jamison, who's just faster than anyone else on the field. He hits the corner, and he is gone. Touchdown, Crimson.
Yeah, just what you mentioned right there, on the edge.
22-yard touchdown run by
the way the Mustangs were lined up, they were squeezed in tight on the boundary side, and it was a simple pitch out. There was no one within 5 yards of Jamison there.
And especially with the Mustangs' defensive backs and corners pretty much running on our backups right now, that is one thing that Maple Grove can really exploit further into this game.
Good snap, good kick. 3-score lead for Maple Grove. To start the second quarter, they find the end zone from 22 yards out and take a commanding, dominating 21-point lead. Mounds View finding themselves in a very similar position to last week. Stillwater able to get a big lead early and hold on. At one point, Stillwater up 42. Maple Grove on that kind of trajectory tonight. They are a juggernaut offense, and they are a opportune defense. This team, as Thomas said, will definitely compete amongst the best teams for the state championship. Playoff seeding will begin happening as soon as these games end tonight. There are 32 teams in 6A. 8 of which are in the 4th section with the Mustangs. We think they're going to be a 5th seed within that section. That means the Mustangs will play a 4 seed from one of the other 3 sections. They can't play anyone within their section, any of the teams they've been playing this year, until the state quarterfinals. So we can't say with any certainty who the Mustangs will play. We also can't even say with any certainty that they'll be the 5 seed. We think based on their record and the teams they've played, that's where they'll land.
You know, the Mustangs really aren't getting any help from their field position to start. So far, we haven't really had the ball beyond the 25-yard line, aside from that turnover on downs that Anoka had early in the game.
Work got a low snap, went right between his legs. Crimson in on the tackle immediately. A good play by Work just to maintain possession of that football.
Yeah, one thing that I heard is that the center for the Mustangs was actually pretty sick most of the week. So he probably hasn't gotten as many snaps as he would like to feel comfortable this week. And then with how wet the ball is, it's pretty windy. That's definitely something he has to get a grip on.
This is a good snap, a fake pitch. They're going to swing it out anyway, and it's going to be dropped. That's Heinrichs really just trying to move upfield too quickly. Common mistake for young players, not securing the football before they want to make a move upfield.
Kind of an odd play design to fake the pitch to Heinrichs just to then try and throw the screen to him. Unless you're trying to fool defenses into saying it's an obvious fake pitch, so then they pull defenders off of him.
Yeah, I don't think even there was a slight hesitation with the fake pitch, like he's going to try to do it twice.
Bit of a slow snap there. Mustangs had definitely moved downfield before Warwick had gotten the ball. They get it out onto the perimeter to the right. Anderson with the tackle for Maple Grove. It's going to be 4th down and long for this Mustang team. They're going to bring on their punt team. Number 33, Ben Samuel, going to take this punt probably right near the goal line. The ball on the 12.
So he might actually be lining up out of his own end zone. Looks like that's where he's lining up at least.
So with a 3-score lead, Maple Grove likely to field this punt in Mustang territory. Fenning Went going to come on late for this punt team. Good to see that he's back and able to play. You're going to need him on defense. Raponce gets in position. Samuel calls for the snap. It's a good snap. Maple Grove comes after it. Samuel gets a good punt off with a great Mustang bounce. And I stand corrected once again. It happens all the time. Maple Grove going to actually take over possession inside their own territory. Right about the 48-yard line is where they will take over their second possession here in the second quarter. With a 3-score lead, they're going to take over 1st and 10 with 9:49 remaining in the first half.
Yeah, number 41 for Maple Grove, Adrian Mitchell, came off the edge and was very close to getting a blocked punt there. Great to see that we were able to get that punt off, get a nice Mustang roll.
About a 52-yard punt for Samuel. That kid has just been automatic as a kicker in every scenario he's showed up this year. This is going to be a screen pass out to Newell. 10-yard gain, 1st down, Maple Grove.
Great recognition by Mitchell Thompson and Luke Eggert on that screen. It was immediately they realized it was a screen, but by the time they still realized it, he had caught the ball and was downfield.
Coming out of an empty formation here.
Maybe the Crimson are wanting to get a few different looks on film for teams to have to prepare scouting-wise. Up 23, surprised they're spreading them out. Edelman putting on some pressure, but that going to be complete to Newell up to about the 27-yard line. So 2 catches in a row for number 11. The Mustangs rolling here now deep inside Mustang territory.
Another thing that I could maybe see is not just have to watch out for it for other defenses, but just another thing in your own back pocket. Trying to make a run for a state, you want to have as many different options for your offense as possible.
So Jamison and Newell to the left. Kilser's going to throw right. It's going to be completed on a short slant over the middle. That's Sam Peters. Right to the first down marker.
Looks like they're going to give it a second and about a half there, second and inches.
And he was brought down by Caden Pursuti. Nice tackle there by Pursuti, the junior. I swear, every time I see his dad, he looks younger. Mr. Pursuti doesn't age.
Kilser's going to throw right. Newell had it, dropped it.
Pursuti there again.
So 3rd and 1 now from the 19-yard line.
And I'd look for Maple Grove to go back to running the ball in this situation. They probably are confident that they could convert on 4th down, but it's always just reassuring to get it over with on 3rd down so you don't have to put that pressure on your offense.
Yeah, they're going to go here out of empty again, looks like.
Looks like another screen here. This one to Jamison. He's going to catch it right at the first down marker, break a couple tackles, and get this up inside the 10-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal there for Maple Grove.
Yeah, Jamison does a great job centering his body, keeping a good level playing field where he's moving forward. He's tough to bring down.
Brought down by Willier.
Just looking at it through the screen on the camera, I thought Mustangs had him dead to rights on the edge there, but such a shifty guy that he was able to make about 10-yard gain out of that.
Yeah, he does a great job just stand his ground and really moving forward in positions where most guys would be taken down or just fall down rather.
So Jamison, their leading rusher, is out wide, the single receiver to the left.
Timeout.
Called by Mounds.
Mustangs, they're first of the half.
It's interesting, Albeck, this big fullback who's rumbling down the field breaking tackles, lined up in the slot as a receiver among those 3 to the right.
Yeah, at this point you think that Mounds was just trying to get some reps, Maple Grove's trying to get some reps, some game reps, trying out some new things, fine-tuning that offense for playoff football.
One thing that kind of concerns me if I'm Maple Grove is a lot of the snaps on this drive out of the spread shotgun have been over Kilsner's head. He's had to jump and put his hands over the top of his helmet in order to reel those in. Pretty much the opposite issue that the Mustangs have been having, who have been plagued by low snaps. But if I'm the Mustangs, I try and put a little bit of pressure on their center, see if you can get them to mess up one of the snaps, capitalize on a free ball on the ground there.
First and goal from the 9.
Trips to the right, that is Jamison to the left. They're going to roll. Kilser is to the right. He's got a receiver open in the end zone. Touchdown, Maple Grove. That Cole Newell with the touchdown and a 4-score lead for the Crimson.
And you can really see why these guys have earned the number 3 ranking in the state here. And I gotta say, I really dig Fournier's kicking routine. Always winds himself up like a spring.
Kick is up. Good. 28-0 Maple Grove. 7:03 remaining in the first half. An explosion of offense from the Crimson. The story here tonight, from Mustang Stadium.
Won the section championships and are heading to state. They had a huge win. Beat it up in shutout against Park Center.
Mounds struggled last time to move the ball at all. Looked a little lethargic.
Got the third goal. Dietrich hit the shutout.
A lot of athletes on this team. They are young,
The girls soccer team in their win last night. Were
but this valuable experience for the Mustangs. We talked about it a little bit last week. These are young kids. Mounds played freshmen on Friday night. That's probably the first time they've done that in a very long time. They expect big things from these young kids. You just may not be able to see that tonight against the number 3 team in the state. This is going to be a return from about the 3-yard line. That looks like Parker Nelson. Flags down. Nelson down, tackled about the 28-yard line.
Both flags coming in at the same time leads me to believe refs saw the same thing.
Yeah, Parker Nelson did a really good job running hard, hitting that hole.
Walk in the back.
Looks like it was going to be called against Mounds.
Block in the back. That's going to put them all the way back on their own 10-yard line. Again, contributing to the poor field position whenever they start with the ball here.
That looks like that was on Evan Hatton. And Evan Hatton has been a great player for this Mustang team the entire year, both on special teams and offense.
Work out of the gun. He's going to roll a little bit to his right. He's got a receiver open. He throws high. That a dangerous miss throw. Almost intercepted, but it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Mustangs. They look a little bit hindered by the weather. It is got to be chilly, cold hands. Both teams have dropped some balls, dropped some snaps. Work again out of the gun. Believe that's Heinrichs to his right. He's going to hand off. Inside zone to the left, tackled right at the 10-yard line.
Brought down in part by number 94, Josiah Atkinson.
Brought down by Atkinson.
I believe that's Nick Shaw down on the field.
Was that shot in on the carry?
I think it might be. You can see the pink on his wrists there.
Okay, it's pink tonight, all right.
I don't know with that posture if he just got his head hit, if he landed on the ball and had the wind knocked out of him. But he's also one of our big special teams players, so he's definitely not the guy that you want to go down. Not that you ever want anybody to go down, but he's such a big part of this Mounds View football team. It's going to be hard to find a guy who can replace all the positions that he's playing.
Yeah, no question about it. Nick Shaw has been a phenomenal leader, utility man, does it all. Always bringing a good attitude to practice from what I hear from the coaches. Truly exemplifies what you want out of your seniors. I can imagine around banquet time, he's going to be getting his name called quite a few times for team awards and such, as a guy that really displays what it's all about to be a Mustang. He looks like he's going to be able to jog off the field.
As soon as he gets to the sideline, though, he's going to be checked out.
Yeah, and he's got no sleeves. I mean, that is tough.
Doesn't want the sleeves to slicken the ball.
It's more tough than smart.
So now I think Heinrichs is back in. He's wearing the white sleeves.
Trips to the right for Wark. He's going to deliver a quick pass that's tipped, thrown a little high. I believe that was intended for Rask. So quickly here in this series, Mounds View pinned deep in their own territory. It's 3rd and 9 from the 10-yard line.
They think they're going to have to call on Samuel to punt out of his own end zone again.
Oh my gosh, it's 4th down. That stoppage messed me up a little bit, so they are going to have to punt again.
One good thing to note, though, is Nick Shaw is back on the field. He's the long snapper, so obviously he just got wind knocked out of him, or he's just that tough that he's coming out to snap the ball because they can't line up on him.
A shorter punt this time from Samuel, but a similar bounce. It's going to be down at about the 47-yard line.
What's really interesting there is Maple Grove, they didn't send anyone to pressure Samuel there. Last time they nearly blocked the punt, but this time they blitzed nobody. All of the defenders, the blockers back there for Mustangs, trying to guard Samuel, looked a little bewildered because there was absolutely nobody there for them to pick up.
I'm going to shut this down.
Yeah.
A light sprinkle, definitely a factor for both these teams right now. Kilzer under center is going to hand off here to Jamison. Makes a move, goes left. Breaks another tackle, and Jamison all the way up past the 25-yard line. Making it look easy around that left-hand side. He scored from 22 out the last time he touched it. Be 1st and 10 now.
Yeah, safe to say he's going to get his average.
Yeah, looking back, I said the 1-yard loss was really going to hurt, but a 25-yard run to the outside, that certainly works in his favor.
I mean, he is just so tough and patient. I mean, I can't say enough things about him as a runner. Very impressive on film, and I'd say in person, I'm pretty blown away.
Another handoff here for the Crimson. They're going to get a gain of about 5. Jacob Anderson with the football.
Great block by number 58 for Maple Grove there. Put one of our defensive studs, Mitch Thompson, flat on his back. We don't have 58 on the roster, but I will say that he is doing well. Looks like he's lining up at guard. And you see, now that the rain's coming down a little bit, Maple Grove's going under center.
Nice gain here up to the 9-yard line.
Number 12.
That's Anderson again. So Maple Grove already playing some different players. Didn't look like South was in number 45. He was creating all the pressure early. He's actually in offensively now.
Looks like he's playing a tight end position.
Yeah, more of like a wing-back player, but probably tight end is his traditional offensive position. They're going to hand it off here. Up the middle.
Great fullback dive.
Allbeck again with the carry. His first since the first quarter. Clock running here in the first half. 3:45 remaining. Maple Grove up 4 scores. Threatening inside the red zone.
Part of the reason why Maple Grove is able to run the ball so effectively right now is they have very big guys on the offensive line. Mounds View, we don't have really any players over 250 pounds. These guys look like some of them could be pushing 300.
Kills are going to go under center out of the eye. He's going to run the wedge play in for a touchdown, Maple Grove. So 34-0, Maple Grove out to a commanding lead. Adding to that lead with 3:13 here remaining in the second quarter. They are threatening to go to running time in the first half. I know they don't do that till the fourth quarter, but wow, this is quite a lead and quite a Maple Grove team.
And now we get to watch Fournier wind himself up again.
Yeah, the tough thing too with the stop time with first downs and scores, stopping that clock, when you're doing it every possession, it makes for a much longer game.
So
And
this
he
one's
misses.
no good. Fournier misses his 5th extra point of the first half. It's going to remain 34-0. Be Mustang football. They have lost the field position game all game. Frequently, these possessions in the second quarter have taken place inside their own 20-yard line. They would benefit here from a decent return and an opportunity beyond their own 20 at least to get something going here. Ideally on the ground to eat up some clock, but also make a statement here going into the second half that this team's going to be able to move the football against Maple Grove.
I don't know if you were able to see it on the stream, but you could definitely tell Kilsner lined up for the wedge. He was a little bit lower in his stance. He had 1 foot back in sort of a runner's position, a more athletic one, where instead of turning around, he was just going to go forward. But identifying it and stopping it are two very different things.
It's going to be fielded at the 5-yard line. I believe that's Nelson again. He's going to run into a group of Maple Grove players right around the 17-yard line. Maybe they'll give him the 20. Be 1st and 10 with 3:06 here remaining in the half.
And this is about the best field position that we've had since that opening kickoff, where we started at about the 24.
Warwick out of the gun. Steps. Throws it deep to Nystrom, who's going to be hit hard. It looked like he caught it and fumbled. Crimson returning this football up to the 25-yard line.
Wow, and that was Cade Cook on the recovery of the fumble.
Nystrom got hit hard, and he is not.
Yeah, he looks shaken up.
He does.
Definitely made a football move. I mean, it was right on that borderline of a drop, but he did look like he made 2 or 3 steps upfield when the ball came loose.
It was a good throw, man, right up the seam. They're exploiting that Maple Grove defense on the seam, but
Yeah.
man, do they recover fast and hit hard.
Yeah, it may have looked like it was his shoulder.
I think he probably just took like a helmet there, which is probably what jarred the ball loose.
And now he's in on D.
Nystrom playing safety.
Much like the Stillwater team, this Maple Grove team tackles really hard.
This not something Mounds could afford to have happen. Another turnover. Whoa, and that's going to be a bed. A late hit out of bounds draws the flag.
And he's going to argue with the ref on that one. He definitely heard the whistle. That was pretty cut and dry, I think.
Yeah, and I think in this late in the game, with the score being what it is, the refs want to stop that stuff early. They don't want a team to start getting chippy when they're down. So going to call that early. I'm sure Moberg's going to have a word with a bet and also the referee.
I'm not sure what you mean this late in the game, considering it is still more than 2 minutes left in the second quarter.
Well, when they're down 34-0, it's late in the game.
It is. Nystrom did check out. Looked like the trainer's looking at a bicep. Not sure exactly what the injury would be, but Maple Grove's going to have a 1st and goal from the 7-yard line. They're going to fake the handoff. They've got an open receiver in the back of the end zone. That another touchdown to Maple Grove.
And that is Mason South, the defensive stud. Oh, sorry, maybe 49, sorry. Kristen Lodeholtz. Looked like 45. It was 49 on the reception.
So Lodeholtz scores the 40th point of the first half for this Crimson team.
And he's a D lineman as well, listed in the program as a D lineman.
Looks like Fournier asked them to put it on a specific side of the middle hash there that they let kickers choose from. Maybe trying to correct for the wind.
first time. Fournier is good. So a 41-0 lead. Mounds Views turned the football over 4 times this first half. 3 of them coming in the first quarter. 2 fumbles, 2 picks. 28 points for this Maple Grove team. They capitalize on turnovers.
And Fournier was obviously determined not to make the same mistake. On the one before this last kick, it was a very short, low kick. Looked like he got it to the side. Versus this time, he kicked it clear into the track that wraps around the field. Going back to what we were saying about turnovers, much like Stillwater, Maple Grove hits very hard in the open field. They don't slow down and try and wrap. They just level their shoulder and run through contact, take them clean off their feet.
I am getting some text messages that the wind is a little bit louder this game, so we do apologize. We're doing the best we can. Shout out to Molly Tyndall, a.k.a. Molly Calistro, and Molly Moberg, sister of Coach Moberg. Thanks for joining us on the broadcast tonight. We appreciate the support.
Again, looks like the Mustangs are going to get the ball within their own 20-yard line. At this point, it's kind of hard to see what the Mustangs can do out of their offense to get yards downfield.
Looks like shot in, catches the pitch, cuts back. Good defense there. Shaw tackled right behind the line of scrimmage. He's 2nd and 11.
So it's definitely good to see him back and performing at running back. The way he went down and just sort of wasn't moving. In the referee's position, my wrestlers know what that means. Hands and knees, they're not really moving. Kind of worried that he got hit in the head. But obviously if he's out still playing, they don't think that there's anything wrong. So really grateful to see that guy back on the field.
Yeah, when he jogged off the field and just knowing the kind of competitor that Nick Shaw is, I figured he'd be back. But yeah, I mean, in a game like this, down this much, it says a lot about the senior getting back in there and playing hard. And there he is with the carry.
Going to be tackled just shy of the 20. So a short gain there. That'll keep the clock ticking down under 90 seconds remaining in the half. Mounds View faces a 3rd and 9 from the 19.
And I'm definitely seeing a bunch of different numbers out there for Maple Grove. Their D-line, you can tell, is a few orders smaller than the last one.
Trips out wide to the right. Langston Hall, the single receiver, to Work's left. He's going to draw the Crimson offsides. So a free 5 yards would be 3rd and 9 now from the 24. Work a couple times has used that hard count trying to draw them off. They were close a series or 2 ago. They give us the 5 yards this go around. It does stop the clock with 59 seconds. They're going to wind it now as the Mustangs look to the sideline for a play call. Possibly changing what they initially went with here now that they've got a 3rd and 4 instead of that 3rd and long situation.
In a situation like that where the defense does jump off sides, you always want to get to the play fast. Those guys are going to be little on their heels after messing up.
So this is going to be handoff to Shaw. He's going to ride a couple Maple Grove Crimson players up to the 28-yard line. He is going to be shy of the first down. Not by a lot, but with just 27 seconds here, I think we'll see Samuel come back on the field.
They're actually going to give it to him.
Are
Chains
they
are
really?
moving.
That did not look like he had gotten there.
Well, the first down was on the 28. So it might have just been enough, but they already moved the chain, so you can't really call it back now.
I don't know what's going on. The clock is running still.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if they set the chains, it's over for the half. They did indeed. So a little confusion there to end it, but no doubt about this game and who the more dominant team is. Maple Grove comes out, gets 4 turnovers, puts 41 points on the scoreboard in the first half. They shut out Moundsview. They're going to go into half with a 41-0 lead. We're going to take a break. We'll see you in about 15 minutes. Welcome back, everybody. We are a minute away from the second half. Mounds U versus Maple Grove live from Mustang Stadium. It has been all crimson so far. A dominating 41-point performance in the first half. Already we've seen the depth of Maple Grove. Mounds U subbing in some backup players as well. Really starting quite a few backups tonight. Was Mounds U. Not sure if that's the result of injuries or preparation for the playoffs. This the final season game for both these teams. Maple Grove likely to be a high seed. They're going to split all 32 teams up. It's a single bracket, similar to the NCAA bracket, that second round of 32. We think Mounds U is going to be a 5 seed again. We talked earlier, we can't guarantee what their seed will be, but they look like a 5 seed. That likely means they're going to play a 4 seed on the road. We think next Saturday.
Yeah. So you're going to have a full week, a week and a half to get ready for the game, which, this late in the season with the injuries that the Mustangs have sustained, is going to be good for them to get, hopefully, some guys back, some treatment done, and, anything can happen in the playoffs. Luckily, Minnesota, every team makes the playoffs, and all it takes is a couple things to go your way, some guys to get healthy, and upset the world, shock the world.
Unfortunately, speaking on the injuries for the Mustangs, not a lot of them are just little hurt injuries. A lot of these, from the time I heard about them, I was like, yep, those are the end of the season type injuries. So we might get 1, maybe 2 guys back, but I really don't think we can count on much, especially if some of these guys are like, okay, 5 seed, football's kind of done. I want to stay healthy for some of my other sports.
I try to keep you a bit apprised to some of the other football games going on this evening. We've also got the Timberwolves home opener.
Yes, sir.
Or season opener. They put 72 on Houston in the first half.
I actually had tickets to the game, traded them in.
Did you?
For this beautiful night of football.
You look cold, man.
No, I'm happy to be here. Happy to be here. There's going to be plenty of Timberwolves games. I think every game under the lights is special. And these guys have worked hard all year. It's been an honor to cover these games and just be a part of it and the small capacity that I have been. But, it's good to see T-Wolves ball back going with fans in the stands too.
So Crimson football here to start the third quarter. They're going to come out in an I formation. Looks like Newell at cornerback. He was going to throw it, but he fumbles it. He's going to be tackled right behind the line of scrimmage. So Newell, the backup quarterback for Crimson, takes over. He's caught a touchdown tonight at wide receiver. Be interesting to see what he can do from the quarterback position.
It's kind of interesting that he would be in at their backup quarterback. You'd think he'd be one of those guys, or he's important enough as a starter that we saw him playing, that he would just be one of the guys on the sideline. I don't know if that means that Maple Grove doesn't have a quarterback besides him. But it's just interesting to see a player playing quarterback after being in the game.
Newell going to pitch it here around the right-hand side. A good gain. Still going, breaking tackles. Number 12. Jacob Anderson, he carried in the first half as well.
Looks like that's enough for a first down. Evan Hatton on the tackle. Really the first time we've heard for him, aside from the block in the back that they called. We've seen Mounds U do a good job punting. Nearly got blocked. That's where Hatton usually does really well.
So Crimson with procedure penalty. Be first and 15. Not a lot of scores here on the old Twitter machine. I only see Prior Lake up big over Park Cottage Grove. I'm interested in that Stillwater Eden Prairie game.
Yeah, definitely. Those going to be a battle, a clash of the Titans. Now, we did hear the Irondale score update. I think it was 21 to rip.
That's true. 21-0 over Apple Valley at the half. Irondale leads.
And that's another Mounds Youth School District team. So happy to see those guys playing well. James Manuel, the first-time head coach there, doing a great job with that program, and his first year has really impressed a lot of people, and doing a great job. Happy for him and happy for the Irondale Knights.
Hot dogs and popcorn at the concession stand.
It is really starting to come down now. So especially with the backup quarterback, it's probably a good decision by Maple Grove to go under center.
2nd and 12 here from the 28-yard line. Newell going to hand off. Check that, he rolls out to his left. He's going to throw incomplete.
Newell's pass intended for Hallback.
Hallback, the intended receiver. So their big fullback's still in for Maple Grove. Yeah, this is a different level of wet right now.
It's wet and it's a lot windier than it was in the first half.
Yep. But still good to be here.
Oh, just think about those Timberwolves.
The Pups.
Edwards going to score 50 and you're freezing your butt off on top of the press box. All right, Twins to the right. They're going to pitch it out to the left. Great tackle by Raponce.
Yeah, he's really been playing well. I mean, getting more and more time each week. You can tell he's definitely a natural athlete when it comes to that cornerback position. He does a good job with play recognition and breaking on the ball quickly. He's been a nice bright spot in the second half of the season for the Mustangs.
He has been. I agree.
This might be the first punt of the game for the Crimson. 8:30 in the third quarter.
Fumbled.
Oh, man.
He didn't drop it, but he definitely caught it a couple different times. It's going to take a Crimson bounce. They will down it at about the 33-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. That really their best field position maybe all night.
Yeah, and he was lucky to get that off. He bobbled it. He dropped it weird on his foot. Hatton was in on the play again like he always is. Split second away from a block, but got it off and brings out the Mustang offense. Let's see what they can draw up here.
For how rushed he was, he certainly got some hang time under that punt, though.
Yeah, I really don't understand how that happened.
So working the boys back out here, first possession of the second half. They're going to run trips to the field side, handoff here. I think that's Shaw.
I believe that is.
Up to the 35-yard line.
Cornerbacks for Maple Grove are really far off the line. I mean, they're giving these guys a lot of cushion. Doesn't look like they're too worried about anything short.
It's got to be hard to chuck it in this rain.
Yeah.
It's also got to be hard to get a consistent snap with how wet and how windy it is.
Yeah, they're
running out of the shotgun.
Looks like the ref is
wiping it. Yeah.
Using a towel. I like that.
Yeah. He's earning his paycheck today.
This is a quick handoff here again to Shaw. He picks his way through the line up to the 40.
Looks like that should be 3rd and 3. So that's also about the best that we've been moving the ball all night for the Mounds View offense. One thing I'd want to point out, though, is just those guys who are injured are still showing up and standing on the sidelines, showing their support for the team.
Shaw on the left-hand side this time. He is going to be stopped short of the marker. That'll bring up a 4th down for the Mustangs. So 3 run plays here to start the third quarter. They get 7 yards. It's 4th and 3 from the 40. Mustangs bringing on the punt personnel.
And because we haven't had touchdowns on every series with a bunch of first downs, this clock is moving pretty fast here in the third quarter. We're already below 6.5 minutes left, closing in on the halfway point of the third quarter.
Yeah, I don't think too many people are complaining.
Probably the smallest crowd we've had for a game all season. This team is well supported by this community. I know Coach Moberg appreciates the support, the enthusiasm for the program, the fact that it's growing. This has been a tough year for this Mustangs team. They've played well in many spots. They've had a couple tough games here at home. But we know we've seen enough to know the future's very bright for this Mustang program.
Yeah, definitely from the underclassmen stepping up this whole year. Everyone that seemed that they were called upon really did a good job in their role. Even some of the freshmen that we saw last week was
Mitchell Olson.
Safi. Is he a freshman or a sophomore?
He's a sophomore.
Sophomore, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, underclassmen have really stepped up, and then even the juniors too. Definitely a bright future for these Mounds U Mustangs. Something to build upon, and again, they still have another game, a playoff game, where a 4 or 5 seed, you know, that's a game that they can win if we can get some things that kind of go our way.
Anderson again on the carry, number 12 for Maple Grove.
Sad that you should mention Safi because he actually did get injured in those few carries that he had against Stillwater.
Tough. Yeah, he was impressive in his stint that he played. I was like, where's this guy been all year? I mean, he's good. I mean, there's never, there's always a place for athletes on the field, and I mean, that guy can make stuff happen. So, hoping to get him back soon. And
Maple Grove going to pitch it to the field side, away from Twins. A nice run there. He gets the corner all the way up beyond midfield.
And that's Micah Vei. He's a quick back. He's also been playing D-back.
Vei?
Yeah, Vei. I see a lot of these guys, Maple Grove guys. I go to the Maple Grove Lifetime, and they're athletes. Basketball and football guys are always up at the gym just kind of messing around, and they got some big, strong athletes. Something in the water up there. I don't know if it's the extra iron or what's going on, but some big, strong kids.
Well, they definitely put something in the milk of these offensive linemen.
And off here to Vei, he picks his way through the middle. He looks shifty.
Yeah, he's a quick back. Little pep in his step.
Glutton of talent here for Maple Grove.
Yeah, he's a senior and making the most of his opportunities. Sorry about the wind.
I'd take the wind over the rain, man. I thought the wind was bad in the first half. Getting peppered with pellets of rain, I'll tell you that. 2nd and 3 here for Maple Grove. That going to be, again, their fullback.
All back. Up the middle.
Running hard, Allback breaking tackles.
Yeah, I mean, it's just fundamentals right now for the Mounds U defense. I know they're getting beat. It's cold. It's wet. But we got to have some pride here. Wrap up. Finish through.
Looks like a new set of offensive players is coming out from Maple Grove. Gonna have to take a timeout. Didn't quite communicate who was supposed to be out there.
Come on, Coach. Coach Calistro.
I'm not sure that it's the Mounds U's fault for Maple Grove not telling which of their backups to their backups need to be on the field, but if you want to blame Coach Calistro, I will more than graciously jump on him.
Now, the coaching staff for Mounds U has done a great job this year. I've been fortunate enough to be able to talk with my brother Vince, Coach Calistro, about their game plans each week, and just seeing the time that goes into their game plans. How much of their free time they dedicate to these kids is special. And I know the kids do play hard for them, and they love to see the growth throughout the season. Unfortunate some of the injuries we've seen this year, but every week we can expect the Mounds Mustangs to fight hard, these coaches to coach hard.
So 1st and 10. Looks like Jamison back in. I believe that was number 3. Nope.
Yep.
It was.
31.
Yeah, 31.
Sort of wrap.
Ryan Kelper.
Kelper.
2nd down and 9.
Going deep into the roster for this Crimson team, which is good. Both these teams need to come out of this game healthy.
Last tackle for the Mustangs.
We knew this would be a pretty heavily tilted game in favor of Maple Grove. They're going to fake a pitch here, handoff around the left-hand side. That's Kelper again. Nice tackle right at the edge. Raponce again.
Yeah, he's all over the place, flying around.
Ryan Kuiper.
One thing is, though, he had to make that tackle around the ankles to the outside. One thing I'd want to see from him is be able to push that back to the inside where he's got other Mustang defenders there ready to make a play in case these shifty Maple Grove running backs do end up breaking free.
Kelper, the single set. Running back, going to take the pitch to the right around the edge. He's got it this time. He does cut back inside and fumbles. Looks like it went out of bounds. It is a 1st down for Maple Grove.
Tackle for the Mustangs. Heinrichs. Defending went.
Something to note on the Mustang sideline. Looks like our center was working snaps with someone who wasn't Owen Wark. So we might be seeing a backup quarterback coming in for the Mustang offense.
Would that be Cunahan?
It might be Cunahan.
Number 80 is a QB. Interesting. Haven't seen that before.
Crimson got a new quarterback in too, number 15. Hands the ball off here.
Kuiper carries.
Little to no gain there. Look like Kelper again.
No gain on the play.
Looks like we're the only ones left up on top here, guys. I don't know.
Glad to see, though, that Maple Grove is working to actively run the ball here, keeping it within the field of play. Clock is running.
Maple Grove going to roll out to the left and throw, end zone incomplete.
Of course, they choose to do that as soon as I talk about how glad I am that they're running.
3rd and 10 coming up.
So 3rd and 10 now from the 13-yard line.
Go ahead.
Maple Grove likely to go on 4th down if they don't get it here. Do you think they kick a field goal? They're into the wind.
Yeah, I'd say they go for it. I think
Common sense says just go for it. Give your guys some playing time.
exactly. I mean, these guys need all the reps they can get, especially going into the playoffs.
They are going to throw it into the end zone. It's dropped right near the front pylon.
Right hand's rolled.
Hey, it looks like they
Incomplete.
maybe getting their kicking team ready, actually. No.
No, I think that's just players running out. Call it substitution, change of formation.
Yeah, no. They keep it tight to the coaching staff too. I mean, these guys are alert and ready to go, and maybe that's just for warmth. They're huddling together pretty tight.
I'd look to see Maple Grove try and hit a pitch here. We've seen, especially on these backups, they've had success getting to the edge. Obviously, Jamison probably better around the edge than these guys, but they've had success.
So a pass coming here to the left corner. That wide open, but he looked out of bounds. They are going to call a touchdown.
That he was definitely out of bounds.
Touchdown Maple Grove.
So a surprise there. Not just that he was wide open, that was surprising, but it looked like he immediately caught the ball and had his feet on the out of bounds line. But no replay in high school football. That's going to count 47-0 here with 1:13 remaining in the third quarter. Maple Grove will kick the extra point. This time they are kicking into the wind. But that not a problem.
Fournier's kick is up and it's good.
Fournier's kick is good, 48-0 Maple Grove.
13 left in the third quarter.
I'm not going to be able to speak whether or not he was out of bounds. I was trying to make sure that the camera was in the right spot. It's a little hard to see through all the rain, but I'm trying my best up here.
Anthony Pham with that touchdown. I believe the quarterback was Zane Vitens. But a very nice drive there from Maple Grove. They hadn't been able to put anything together here with their reserve players in the third quarter. They put together a nice drive into the wind and the rain to add to what was already an out-of-control score. It's 48-0. We will have running time a minute 13 from now, just as we did last week. We knew, fellas, 3 weeks ago that these last two home games, I mean, we knew last season when the schedule came out, these last two home games were going to be really tough.
Yeah. Really interesting.
You never know. Next man up.
Nice kick, though. That's
Yeah.
Fenning went at about the 10-yard line. He goes left. Runs over a player at the 25. Nice return. Eric Fenning went.
Actually, that looks like that was 49.
Oh, was it?
A new, yeah. And I don't have a number here, actually, for 49. So another mystery player, assuming that he is an underclassman.
That was the freshman running back that played against Anoka, 49.
Olsen?
Mitchell Olsen.
Mitchell Olsen, yeah, that's right. Excuse me. And looks like he's going to be taking some reps at running back again.
Looks like Cunahan is going to be lining up at quarterback.
Cunahan now at quarterback.
So Cunahan in. Olsen to his left. Gonna hand it off to the freshman. He has a nice quick gain up the middle.
Sadly takes the handle out.
That's the best run on the ground for Mounds View tonight.
7 yard line. First down for the Mustang.
A first down run for Olsen.
Takes the tackle.
I don't know if it was the best, but it was definitely one of them. I seem to remember a run by Nick Shaw had something along similar effects. Looks like probably one more play before the end of the quarter.
Cunahan going to hand off here again to Olsen. He's going to go around the left-hand side. He's trying to get to the edge. Breaks a couple tackles. Another nice run, about 9 yards.
Great job, Olsen falling forward, and he was very patient in his
I
run,
agree.
finding that seam.
Yep, that was good patience.
I mean, one thing we've seen all year is these guys who are
9 yard gain on the play.
stepping up when they're called upon is making the most of their opportunities. And that's something that I know Coach Morberg has preached all year.
And that brings them close to the third quarter.
They're always looking for guys to step up in a spot, and we've seen it time and time again from these underclassmen.
That is going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. Should have running time in the fourth.
Thank you to all of our fans tuning in with us, sticking here on the broadcast. We appreciate the support. I know the coaching staff and the players do as well.
Even though it's not exactly the best night for Mustang football, it's always a great time to play playing ball in the fall.
Yeah, and for these guys, I mean, they work hard all year, all off season to showcase their skill set. So, I mean, it doesn't matter what the score is. These guys are going to play hard, and their parents fans are proud to watch them play as well. So let's finish this game out. Fourth quarter, here we come.
Cunningham playing both ways. We're still on offense. I'm losing it. Olsen to get around the right-hand side, makes a nice cut, gets a first down. Moundsy running the football well here to start the fourth quarter.
Tackle by Ben Strelo.
Ben Strelo with the tackle for Maple Grove.
Looks like Moundsy might be putting in a couple new linemen here. See if I can find who that is for you guys. That is number 60, Gabe Lundgren, one of the sophomores that I coached as an 8th grader.
Olsen with the football here on the left side this time.
Olsen again, the ball carrier across midfield down to the 47-yard line.
4-yard gain to the 47-yard line.
By Strelo. Second down and 6.
Heinrich's going to line up all the way wide to the right. He's playing a wide receiver position with Olsen in. At running back, Langston Hall, the single receiver to the left of Cunningham. They're going to pitch it here. Olsen quick around the edge.
Cunningham pitches to Olsen. Ball's down to the 45-yard line.
But he is hit pretty quickly after the line of scrimmage there. Looks like we got a couple other players in the receiving corps. Number 88, I believe that is Parker Nelson.
I think he's 84.
I've seen 84 and I've seen Parker Nelson, and 84 is most definitely not Parker Nelson. I think Peter Nguyen and he actually switched numbers.
Oh, did they? This is going to be Olsen again. Tackled right near the marker. He's going to be just shy. That's going to bring up a 4th and 1 for the Mustangs.
Definitely not going to be punting here. Got to go for it.
What I'd want to do is line up under center. We saw Maple Grove run the wedge play. I don't know if we have the horsepower to do it, but that's always something you want to do, 4th and inches. Tell the defense where you're going, basically, and dare them to try and stop it. Give what little morale we can salvage from a 48-point deficit.
Yeah, and Mounds, you definitely taking their time. Call this play here. There we go.
Very nice cut beyond the line of scrimmage for Olsen. He carries a bunch of Crimson players with him.
Love it.
Quarterback Cunningham up the middle.
Giving us
Check
something.
that. That was Cunningham.
Oh, wow.
Direct snap to Olsen.
Oh, no, that was Olsen.
Yeah, it was a direct snap to Olsen.
It's all right. No.
Great downfield blocking by Parker Nelson and Gabe Lundgren there. Really making sure Olsen stayed on his feet, pushed the pile downfield.
And this is going to be something for Mitch to take away in the offseason, get him some confidence, and a little bit of playing time and experience goes a long way with these guys. A little bit more extra motivation to get stronger, bigger next year.
So a bunch trip set to the right of Cunningham. He's going to hand it off, fake the handoff, I should say, and run to the left.
This time Cunningham makes the handoff and takes it around left end.
Held back to his feet by number 50, Anthony Willier. Another multiple sport athlete on the track and field team as one of the throwers.
So this half moving very quickly. We're going to be under 7 minutes after this next play. Of course, we are at running time, 48-0. The Crimson capitalizing on a number of first half turnovers, 4 of them, in fact, leading to 28 points and that 48-point lead. This Olsen again. This time he's met and driven back right at the line of scrimmage.
Even though it's deep into the roster for Maple Grove, it's encouraging to see that these guys can make adjustments. Earlier in this drive even, we've seen Olsen be able to run up the middle, but Maple Grove now clamping down there, making Mounds View adjust their offensive scheme to try and find something else that works.
Update from the Minnesota Timberwolves game. 99-71 at the end of the third quarter. Timberwolves taking care of business.
Cunahan going to draw the Maple Grove defense off sides.
Looks like that was 57 Zaire Holbrook.
So instead of 3rd and 11, I think we're going to have a 3rd and 6.
Offsides against Maple Grove.
Always good for the field position, but it does end up stopping the clock, if only temporarily. Fortunately, aren't as many giant water droplets coming down. Now it's more just spitting on us, and it's still windy.
This Olsen again, nice cut left. Inside zone play is going to make it up to the 20-yard line. That's going to be enough for a Mustangs first down. They'll move the sticks. The clock still ticks. It's 1st and 10 from the 28.
One thing I'd want to say is the center for the Mustangs. He's really gotten a better hold of the game in the second half. In the first half, we saw a couple low snaps, including one that Wark had to dive on. But his snaps here to Cunahan have been really consistent, hitting him right in the numbers, right where you want to see it.
Olsen again.
That might have been Nick Shaw there.
Was it?
Yep, you can tell the pink wristbands.
You got better eyes than I do.
Tackle by Nash.
I ate my carrots.
2nd down and 9.
So a 1-yard gain. Brings up a 2nd and 9. Looks like Shaw going to remain in there at running back. Mounds is going to roll trips to the right. They single up Langston Hughes again. Sorry, Langston Hall from the left. And the 20-yard line. Another short carry for Shaw.
Looks like Maple Grove has made really good adjustments to tighten up in the middle. If I'm the Mustangs, I'm looking to see if that maybe leaves a bit of an opening around the edge.
Yeah, and Maple Grove is just taking their time here. They're not really trying to get the ball up to the line quickly.
We are so struggling with this weather, man.
Another offsides penalty brings up a 3rd and short.
It's legit hard to focus.
It is. Well, it's much better if you don't face the field, but it's hard to call the game.
Yeah, you guys not running the camera can have the luxury of turning around. I'm wind right in my face. I feel it going straight down the jacket, and I'm just loving life, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
So, how often do you talk to Coach Calistro?
I'd say every other day.
How much time is he putting into, preparation each week for a team like Maple Grove or Stillwater?
Yeah, I mean, so he has another job that he starts. the luxury of being able to start early and end early, so he can start his day at 5:30, so he can be at practice right around 2. So every day he's working until about 10 p.m. game planning, watching film on the weekends. So hard to put a number on it, but I'd say pretty much every waking moment he is focused on coaching this team and getting these guys better, which...
Turnover on downs here for the Mustangs. They don't convert that 4th down. It's going to be 1st and 10, Crimson football. With 3:06 here remaining in the game, they're going to maintain this shutout.
I don't agree with that. Spot on the ball. Number 21 for the Crimson did make a really athletic play coming from the far side edge to get around Nick Shaw's ankles, but Shaw fell forward. He was definitely on the 10-yard line, not the 11. Give him the 1st down.
So the clock does stop on a turnover. Crimson with their 4th quarterback in. This number 14.
That was 84 on the carry.
Great pop by number 37 for the Mustangs.
Roush Jr.
Roush is
Caden
84.
Versuti, great pop.
Looks like Abbott, number 14 at quarterback.
So we just subbed Evan Hatton back in for the Mustangs.
Abbott gonna
ball
pitch
down.
it. Big time loss there. Nice tackle for the Mustangs.
71. Corey Ryman, senior, making a play.
Good for Ryman. Big time tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, great awareness. Saw that ball go down. He went right to the ball and cleaned it up. 2 minutes. No 2-minute warning. We're going through.
Another person I think I'm seeing is 91. I believe that's J-Rock Solheim.
Sick name.
Seriously.
It's a nickname, but that's what he goes by.
J-Rock.
He's been one of those guys who played really well since coming back on JV.
Oh, big sack.
I think that might have been him.
J-Rock.
He may have gotten out of the end zone. That was as close to safety as you're going to get.
Yeah, it looks like Hatton was in on the play as well. There was a herd of Stangs in on that one.
But unfortunately, the Crimson were able to stop the bleeding.
So right from the 1 yard line, they may as well take a safety here.
No.
It's 48-0, under a minute.
Punt the ball. It's principle.
Yeah.
Don't give up points.
Yeah, I mean, that stops the clock, too.
Come on.
Little pooch kick. What?
Did we line up over center?
No.
False start. They're going to move us from the 1 to the half.
Yeah,
I don't even know if we're on the 1, man. That looks...
Yeah, I don't know if you can go much further back.
Just let him kick. I don't care if he jumped.
We don't even have anyone deep. Now we do. Who's 16?
16. We got no guy, not in the program. I mean, we got to get these guys numbers in the program, man. What's going on?
He's not even listed on my special little online roster.
Moberg's finding guys in the parking lot, just throwing them in there.
Put me in, coach. I look 17.
I'd kill to be able to do that. That'd be sweet. Return a punt in a high school game?
So they're really not sure, Mounds isn't, whether they should have a return on or not. They are going to throw it deep instead of punting it. It's going to be incomplete.
Oh, my gosh.
That'll be a turnover on downs that will stop the clock with 17 seconds. Mustangs going to take over 1st and goal from the half-inch line.
Oh, man.
Do we try and score?
This is
or do we
gift.
run out the clock?
A gift from Maple Grove.
What kind of tiebreaker is points for the playoffs, I wonder?
Yeah.
Maybe this 6 points we either take or don't take is a...
Well, it's going to be an interesting test, too, I guess, for both teams. It's like, you need an inch. And for Maple Grove, can you make a stop? In this scenario, game's probably over. Mounds you out of the gun.
Cunahan going to hand off to Olsen. He's going to be tackled well shy of the goal line.
Jeez.
That is Nick Shaw again.
That's game.
Man, I have done a terrible job recognizing who the kids are tonight. I'm sorry, everybody.
Oh, no.
That is going to do it. And really, that may well do it for our season broadcasting Mustangs games. If you are interested in seeing the playoffs, you can check my YouTube channel, RobReeds45 at Gmail, or the Mounds View Mustangs football website. As it stands right now, we will not be bringing you playoff football. It's against the Minnesota State High School League rules. If there is some change, we will bring you a live broadcast, so look for that. If not, thank you for joining us this season. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Anthony.
Yeah, this has been fun.
I agree. We will be back next year to bring you Mounds View Mustang football, regardless of what
Contract renewed.
takes place next week. Contract renewed.
No, this has been fun. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. It's been an honor and a privilege. Let's get this playoff W for the Mustangs.
Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for joining us. For Thomas Van Ort and Anthony Klister, I'm Rob Reitz. We'll see you next week or next season.
Yes, sir.